and welcome to 164 Diecast. In our 7th video, we are looking at the Hot Wheels Redline Club exclusive single release 1992 GMC Typhoon. This highly detailed 1/64th scale car, released in August of 2025, is an exclusive to members of the Mattel Redline Club and could only be purchased online through the club. The sales price was $28 and it sold out quickly. The car color is candy apple red on top with silver trim on the bottom, and is packaged on a blister card and was shipped in what Mattel calls a car keeper clamshell case. The current Hot Wheels price guide, which you can find here, shows a value of $23 as of the time this video was made. The car showcased here is, as the name implies, a 1992 GMC Typhoon SUV and features an opening hood that reveals a detailed V6 engine. This model has real rider wheels and tires, and the license plate reads Bad Apple. The Mattel product number for this car is JCP13. The Hot Wheels Redline Club at creations.mattel.com says this about the casting. In 1992, this intercooled all-wheel drive truck was part of the hot SUV craze that was just heating up. The GMC Typhoon had the performance capabilities of pricier, high-end performance cars of the era, but with much more cargo space. Out of 2,497 Typhoons produced that year, only 345 of them were apple red. Take a bite of this bad apple, which features red Spectraflame paint, real rider wheels, and sweetest of all, a turbocharged V6 engine, and you can practically taste the power. The 1992 GMC Typhoon is a legendary vehicle and widely regarded as one of the original performance SUVs. It was an absolute beast for its time, especially considering it was based on the standard GMC Jimmy. It was a follow-on to its sibling, the Cyclone pickup, and shared many of the same standard and performance components. It was powered by a heavily modified 4.3-liter Vortec V6 engine that was turbocharged and intercooled, which produced an impressive 280 horsepower and a massive 350 pound-feet of torque. It could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a reported 5.3 seconds, which was faster than many pure sports cars of the era, including a few Ferraris. To handle the power, the Typhoon received significant upgrades over the standard Jimmy. It was a two-door SUV based on the GMC S15 Jimmy S10 Blazer chassis, and featured a sport-tuned lowered suspension with performance shocks and a self-leveling air suspension on the rear axle. It came with four-wheel anti-lock brakes, ABS, and upgraded components. It was equipped with a relatively luxurious interior for the time, featuring standard leather seats and a full gauge cluster with a turbo boost meter. However, due to the performance modifications, its maximum towing capacity was 0 pounds, and the payload was severely limited, making it a performance vehicle first and a SUV second. It was a limited production vehicle built only for the 1992 and 1993 model years. In 1992, about 2,497 units were produced, making them highly collectible today. You can read more about the 1992 GMC Typhoon at www.caranddriver.com/reviews and at en wiki.wiki/wiki/GMC Typhoon. The 1992 GMC Typhoon truly established the concept of the high-performance SUV decades before models like the BMW X5M or the Porsche Cayenne Turbo became commonplace. I hope you enjoyed our nostalgic look at the 1992 GMC Typhoon. And, as always, thank you for stopping by 164 Diecast. And we will see you on the next video.